Hi, I'm Dar from Dar's Divine Connections, and I'm here to talk about my 5 favorite crystals and why. Crystals are one of Earth's amazing creations. We've all heard about batteries, right? They are actually created with the lithium-bearing minerals and crystals. And just think how a small battery can provide such a big punch. A lesser known use for crystals is that they are ground up into a powder and purified, and they're used in pharmaceuticals for our mental health conditions. So why not use them as the ancients did for their healing properties? They have a high vibration. Each crystal resonates at a different resonance, and each vibration has a different purpose. And those of you who have studied the chakras, the major chakra system, you know that there are crystals paired up with each chakra. The clear quartz crystal is probably the most well-known, and that will be the first one we're talking about today. But the crystals have been made for specialized lenses and windows and filters and lasers, and just like the ancients used to use them for eye problems or situations. The first crystal oscillators were developed in the 1920s, and today we use billions. We use them in timepieces. We use them in specialized tools and lasers and radios and TVs and cell phones and electronic games and electronic meters and all different equipment. And the vibration of crystals at various frequencies have been known from the invention of batteries to the invention of computers, and also acknowledged in healing. Today, I'd like to share my top 5 favorite crystals and why they are useful in everyday life. The first one is the generator quartz. And this is called a generator because it has 6 equal sides. It's quite popular for jewelry, and its healing qualities are that it can purify your aura. It can help with, I mentioned eyes already, with squinting and eye problems. Strengthening all the chakras because it's like a prism or a rainbow. It can be used for treatment of fear, anxiety, depression. It can help lower a fever, and it comes in handy for various heart problems. In using crystals, I would recommend starting with the edge of the crystal. And I have a stick here or a wand that has crystals on it, and you would use the side. Let's say that you were treating an earache. You would use the side of the crystal rather than the point, especially for beginning. You can start as a beginner by wearing crystals as jewelry. One of my favorite ways to wear it as jewelry, or any of the following crystals as jewelry, is to purchase these little cages, and then you can change the crystal that's inside the cage and put it on different chains. You can, of course, put them in your pockets. You can sleep with them near your bed, and there's so much to learn about wearing and using crystals that I'm only briefly touching on things today. Now, my collection is pretty heavy on quartz crystals because I had the privilege of digging in the Ozark Mountains just outside of Hot Springs. So here's one of my favorites. I'm just going to show you the front of it. And you can see the color of the mountain. And what's fun is we dug and just looked for whatever looked shiny like glass. We also saw quite a bit of calcite and brought some calcite home too. But isn't that beautiful? Some of you have seen my Free Friday Facebook Lives, my one card draws, and you've met Dusty Boy. And Dusty got all his champagne colored hair full of dirt, full of this red clay. And that's the Ozark Mountains outside of Hot Springs. And here's a couple of the photos from that experience. I just wanted to share those photos with you in case you ever want to go there and dig your own crystals. The second crystal in my list of top 5, which was really hard to come up with, I had to take the top 5 that I use the most in healing, is the rose quartz. And this is also a very popular stone for using in jewelry, just like the clear quartz. I happen to actually wear a rose quartz quite often. It's used for the heart chakra. It's used for opening up the heart, any heart problems, circulation. It works along with the chakra and a nice high vibration of happiness. And some of the uses, the diseases it helps with is Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Any chest problems, I have some allergies, so I find the rose quartz quite handy for that. For kidneys, it helps for overcoming addictions and then overcoming abuse of all types, reducing tension, releasing burns, the pain with burns. And here is one of my treasured rose quartz, a little bit too big to wear, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy. And you've probably heard me talk about grounding before, bringing a rock inside. If you have terrible weather, or if you're in an area that snows like we are, you can bring a rock inside and then put your feet on it to help you ground. The third stone that I'm going to cover is the amethyst. And what's interesting is amethyst comes from a Greek word that means to be intoxicated. So amethyst is a great spiritual stone for a spiritual high vibration for the third eye and the crown chakra. And its benefits have to do with emotional and physical pain. It's great for someone who's having nightmares, a lot of anger, fear, as I mentioned, any kind of pain, alcoholism, trouble with metabolism or the immune system, multiple injuries, skin conditions, insomnia. Some of you know that lavender is a great color for producing, as well as a sage, for producing sleep. Those of you into aromatherapy. And here is one of my prized pieces of amethyst cluster. And I also have an amethyst ring on at the moment. You can use Amethyst for blood flow, and it's great for headaches and release. Let me remind you to use the side if you're using an amethyst point, to use the side of the point, and you can actually kind of comb your hair with it. Nice, start at the very top, run nice parallel lines down all the way around the entire head. And the amethyst is great for headache relief. And I'm going to put this big baby back here on my table. The fourth favorite that I'm going to talk about today is the Smoky Quartz. It's probably most well known for its gentle quality of warding off negativity. Here's a piece of Smoky Quartz. It looks like a kind of charcoal colored glass. It's not as big a chunk as some of these other ones that I have sitting here. But it's known for its gentle quality of warding off negativity. It's also used in jewelry and many healing tools. Here's a point. And again, if I were going to use this, I would probably start with using the side so that it is a more gentle technique. It's great for concentration, side effects of chemotherapy. We have way too many people who need treatment for cancer, and then the side effects of chemotherapy. So this is great for that. Pain relief, especially pain in the hips, abdomen, legs, because this is a grounding stone. It's actually a gentle grounding stone, but it's a grounding stone. And for nerves and tissues, and you probably saw me grabbing for my neck. This is a very prized jewelry piece of Smoky Quartz. And believe it or not, it's my favorite jewelry to wear to funerals, especially when the funerals have so much emotion and quite a bit of negativity, believe it or not. So those of you who are empathic, you might try Smoky Quartz to help like soften the harshness of behavior and thoughts that take place at a funeral. And it also helps with grief. The Smoky Quartz can be used to kind of scoop out pain. And I was using ear as an example the other time, but let's say throat. So just kind of gently scoop out any pain that might be in that area. I mentioned it's great for abdomen and hips. So a nice round circular motion clockwise across the stomach or across hips. I'm doing it higher than that so you can see it. Is a great technique for the Smoky Quartz. And the fifth favorite that I'm going to talk about is the citrine. The citrine reminds me and is connected to the sun. It's great for cleansing and releasing and regeneration. It has a great frequency of joy and transmutes negative energy into the positive. So it promotes joy and creativity. It's one of my favorite techniques is to think of the 8th chakra, not as common as the 7th, the crown, but the 8th transpersonal point, and then pretend like I'm getting this beautiful citrine shower, gentle shower, forming a sphere around my body as a method of protecting it from negativity and keeping my joy and my self-confidence and my self-esteem. And it helps to alleviate fatigue and phobias and fears. It can be used for releasing past trauma as well. So I would thoroughly recommend a chunk of citrine if you don't already have one. It's quite common. I actually have a chunk here on my keychain. And it comes in handy for multiple ways of protecting yourself and raising yourself into that beautiful joy. So the method of a golden, beautiful golden light sun shower. Don't you like the feel of the sun rays and sun on your face? I do. If you're interested in finding out more, my favorite author is Judy Hall, and she wrote the Crystal Bible, which is pretty well known, and this is the Encyclopedia of Crystals. And what I love about this book is that it's color-coded, and I'm very visual. So all the green crystals are in the green section, and all the purple amethyst crystals are in the purple section, and so on. So it's really easy to look up a crystal in this Encyclopedia Crystals. Another favorite author is Michael Geiger. I believe that's a German name, Geinger. And I love this Healing Crystal First Aid Manual, because you can look up what the problem is, and then this one is nervousness. It's alphabetical. You can look up earaches. You can look up cold feet. That was interesting. Anyway, you can look up a condition, and then it will give you the crystal to use, or it will have you make an elixir of the crystal of some form, or it will have you make a crystal spritz, or a first aid bag, or a medicine bag, so to speak. So I find his work quite handy in the healing world. So overall, it was difficult to talk about just 5 stones today, especially since there's 7 major chakras, and each chakra has its own special stone or 2 or 3 to go with it. So please feel free to contact me if you would like to learn more about crystals and the use of crystals in healing. And you can find me at Dar's Divine Connections. And until then, blessings your way.